everyone, and thank you again for joining us at Jericho Energy Ventures channel. We're sitting here once again with Brian, and we want to dive into some news releases today. But first off, Brian, how are you doing?
Doing well, Michael. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. It's glad to have you back. So let's kick off by talking about your most recent release. You guys filed a patent on your 2.0 system. Tell us what's going on there.
Yeah, so this is some really exciting developments for our boiler technology. So, it's a game changer in terms of the industry, right? It's a revolution to the industry. And, you are transitioning from an infrared reaction where you're emitting heat to create the energy to a chemical reaction. And so what Janet and Ed and the team at HTI have done is they've come up with an even better way of more efficiently burning that hydrogen. So 2.0 will be the burner system that'll go into all of the boilers we're working on now. And so we're pretty excited about that and putting it under the protections of the patent world and look forward to getting it out into the commercial world in the not too distant future. So really exciting developments for us on that front. And then the other piece of it is the vacuum system. So as you know, our boiler is a closed loop system, and the ability to enhance that vacuum structure just improves the efficiency of the boiler. So we are running, almost 98% efficient, which is incredible, right? So you're basically saying energy in, energy out, we're almost 100%, which is a couple of points off, which is the load lost in the shell. So to us, that's exactly what you want, which is heads and tails above anything else that's out there in the marketplace.
Wonderful. Yeah, you mentioned that this is revolutionary. Can you dive a little more into that? Tell us like how this can change the field going forward.
So right now, people talk about doing partial hydrogen input into their boiler systems and sort of using it as a supplement to their natural gas. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really burn the same as natural gas. It's a very different molecule. Right? It burns, it's a smaller molecule, it's a faster molecule, has a different BTU content. So yes, it's cleaner, but burning the two together works, but it's not as efficient as it is burning it on its own. And so what is revolutionary about ours is the ability, the new burner that we designed allows for a better process. So it allows us to dial up, dial down the amount of hydrogen burned and at the rate that it's burned in the system. So you're creating more efficiencies with the hydrogen oxygen mix and the level of steam output that's coming from the burning of the hydrogen. So it's very different than anything else that's on the market. And it's a step change from what we did originally.
Okay. Yeah. It sounds like you guys are really refining things and really getting really nice things going. Momentum seems to be picking up. Has there been anything else going on at Jericho Energies that you'd like to touch on?
There is, Michael. And one of the things that we talked about and we press released a couple of weeks back was our investment in H2U. And I starting to realize that a lot of people don't have a grasp of how a catalyst impacts the generation of hydrogen. So it is the critical choke point, right? Catalysts are what cause the reaction to happen inside the electrolyzer. And to date, most of that in the PIM electrolyzer has been done with using platinum and iridium, expensive materials, precious metals. And so if you can imagine a world where electrolyzers represent less than 2% of the hydrogen generation, and they're supposed to go to 40 to 50% of the marketplace. So imagine, so everything gets more efficient, but there's not any more platinum or iridium. So you're now driving that price way up. What H2U has done is they have developed a technology and a technique, a patented technology and technique for utilizing earth-abundant materials to perform the same catalytic reaction with almost the same efficiency, but at 80, 90% less cost, right? So now you're able to do it with things that are abundantly available. So you won't have a constraint. You won't have a problem with escalating commodity prices for these precious metals. So that is a key differentiation point. And you will always have, because of the way their process works, it's always learning, right? It's always evolving. So they're testing millions of compounds. So you're getting better and better and better. And so as you're developing one, using one, you're developing the next one. So you're always being able to use what's an abundant compound. So you're never going to put yourself in a position where whatever the compound that is being used to create the catalytic reaction is becoming scarce and then driving the price up. So it's the opportunity to to stabilize the catalyst price at a much, much, much lower level than it is now. And we think that today, not a huge deal because electrolyzers are only 2-ish% of the hydrogen market. Yeah. But imagine when they're 50% of the market, right? Yeah. 50% versus 2%, and all of the demand for platinum and iridium that'll show up, right? So now you're going to reset the cost for those commodities at a much higher level just because of that demand. And this technology will allow you to use what is the most abundant, cost-effective solution for your catalyst in your PIM electrolyzers going forward.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's good vision looking ahead of time, because you don't want those bottlenecks forming when you're trying to get important things like this off the ground. Getting away from precious metals, finding new tech that works with much more common materials is definitely a smart and wise move there.
We think so, and we're excited. We're excited with who our partners are working on H2U. We're excited to see that move through. Just world-class scientists who have developed that, who are going to see that sort of into the commercial market in the not too distant future. So very exciting stuff for us.
Wonderful. Well, Brian, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything else you want to add before we go?
Not today, Michael. Appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me, and thank you everyone for watching. Got any questions or anything, let us know. We'll dive into that as well. But for now, everyone, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Michael.